In the heart of an ancient African village, where the morning sun spilled gold across the red earth and the wind carried the wisdom of ancestors, lived a young woman named Amara. She was loved by everyone who knew her, gentle, humble, hardworking, and blessed with a beauty that shone from within. When she became pregnant with her first child, her joy lit up the entire village. Women blessed her in the marketplace, elders smiled when she passed, and even the birds seemed to sing louder when she walked by. Amara carried her pregnancy with grace, her belly round and full, glowing like a god of promise. But in the midst of this happiness lived an old woman named Mgbeke, feared, avoided, and spoken about only in whispers. She had a sour spirit, a jealous heart, and a tongue sharp enough to wound the soul. Mboke never forgot anything that displeased her, and she envied anyone whose life held joy. One bright market day, as Amara walked between stalls of red peppers, clay pots, fresh palm oil, and ripe plantains, laughter surrounding her like a warm breeze, Mboke appeared from the shadows. Her presence froze the market, her bent frame wrapped in a faded wrapper, and her glare, full of bitterness, turned the atmosphere cold. She stepped directly in front of Amara, eyes narrowing with cruel delight. She told her she walked around as if she carried a king in her womb, and that her happiness irritated her. With a voice that struck the heart like thunder, Mboke declared that Amara will never give birth as long as she, Mboke, remained alive. Her words were heavy, her voice dark, and as she spoke, the sky, though clear, growled with a sudden rumble. The villagers gasped in terror, for everyone knew Mboke's curses had a way of clinging to life like a shadow. Amara's smile disappeared. Fear entered her heart. She felt her unborn child shift anxiously, as though the curse had touched him too. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into long, heavy months. Amara passed her 9th month, then a 10th, then an unusual and terrifying 11th month. Her belly remained large, the child alive and moving, yet labor refused to come. The once joyful woman faded before everyone's eyes. Her steps slowed, her laughter vanished. She cried quietly at night as she rubbed her belly, feeling her child turning and twisting as if trapped behind an unseen barrier. The villagers whispered whenever she passed. Some pitied her, some feared her condition, and others quietly repeated what everyone already suspected. Mboke's curse was binding her womb like a spiritual chain. Amara's mother tried herbs, prayers, midwives, and healers from surrounding villages, but nothing changed. Amara continued to carry a pregnancy that defied nature. Meanwhile, in her small hut at the edge of the village, Mboke grew stronger in wicked satisfaction. She would sit by her fire at night, stirring strange herbs, whispering to unseen forces. The flames flickered unnaturally, casting shadows that danced like sinister spirits. In the dead of night, Mboke would laugh softly, confident that as long as she breathed, Amara's child would remain trapped. Her envy gave her strength. Her wickedness fed the spirit she welcomed. Hope finally returned when Amara's uncle visited from a distant town and heard her story. He insisted they travel to meet Bishop Chukudi, a man known far and wide for spiritual authority and deliverance. The journey was long, crossing forests filled with chirping insects and paths lined with towering trees, but they reached the mission house where the bishop lived. When Bishop Chukudi saw Amara, he immediately sensed the weight of suffering she carried. He examined her gently and spoke words of courage, telling her that no curse could overpower what destiny had written. He arranged a night of prayer, saying it would be a spiritual battle because the curse was not ordinary, it was rooted in deep malice. That night, The small chapel glowed with candlelight. Amara knelt weakly, her mother beside her, while the bishop prayed with unwavering strength. His voice rose like a mighty wind as he called on heaven to break every chain blocking the child's birth. As the prayers intensified, a violent wind rushed through the chapel despite the closed doors. The candles flickered wildly. Amara clutched her belly and screamed as she felt something unseen pulling inside her, a spiritual force resisting release. Her stomach tightened painfully, then loosened again. The bishop raised the staff and declared that the curse was breaking. In that exact moment, miles away in her dark hut, Mgbeke felt a sharp pain seize her chest. She gasped for breath as the spirit she served turned against her. The ground beneath her trembled slightly. Her legs weakened. She tried to stand, but her strength collapsed beneath her. A cold whisper filled her heart, telling her that the child's time had come and that she had no more power over destiny. With a final breath, Mgbeke fell to the floor, lifeless. The flame of her single candle burned low, flickered, and died. Back in the chapel, Amara suddenly felt a wave of peace flow through her body. The heaviness that had chained her for months lifted instantly. Her breathing steadied, her mind cleared, and she felt a gentle shift inside her womb, not of struggle, but of readiness. The bishop sensed it too. He smiled softly and announced that the curse was broken, and the child was now free to enter the world. Minutes later, after months of suffering, Amara went into proper labor. Her mother held her hand tightly, whispering encouragement. The bishop prayed over them as Amara pushed. After a few intense moments, the chapel filled with the loud, beautiful cry of a newborn child. Tears streamed down Amara's face as she held her baby for the first time. She named him Chidera, meaning what God has written cannot be erased. It was the perfect name. When Amara returned home, the village erupted in celebration. Drums thundered, women danced through the streets, elders blessed the child and lifted him in the air, declaring him a child of destiny, a symbol of hope, and living proof that no evil can stop what heaven has planned. As for Mgbeke, her name faded into the shadows, remembered only as a warning that envy destroys the heart that carries it, and those who use darkness to harm the innocent eventually fall by their own wickedness. And so Amara's story became a tale told around the fire, passed from mouth to mouth, generation to generation, a reminder that darkness may fight destiny, but destiny always wins. If this story kept you entertained, please subscribe to Tales African by Mary. Tap on the notification bell so every new story gets to you first. Tell us in the comments what you think of the story. Share the story with family and friends. Till I come your way again, stay blessed.